So here's Government House on Prince Edward Island, or Lieutenant Governor's house. And it's got a lovely view. Governor's house has got a lovely view. If it wasn't so foggy, it'd be really nice. Yeah, so there's a cruise boat in today, Charlottetown Harbor. Sometimes you wonder how they fit and then how do they get turned around in here.
Great movies are made.
Yeah, so this is how great movies are made. This is the road to Elis' house from Angela's house.
5 kilometers through the woods.
5 kilometers of woods. It'll look pretty nice in about 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
We'll have to come back. Yeah, so here we are at Eli's house, and unfortunately Eli's not home right now. But this is where Eli does his Woodstock show in the summertime. And here's the stage. I guess it gets covered up with tarps and stuff. And a forever green stage. It says so right there. Then over there is your garbage place. And then there's another, that must be the sound man's board tent there. And people everywhere. And camping. And camping in the woods back there. And Christmas lights. Yeah, so here on PEI there's all sorts of crops. We saw, well, there's a cornfield way over there, a big one. And then we saw a tobacco field back a ways. Didn't know it was tobacco until we saw a guy putting it in the tobacco shed to cure it. But this field here, this is mostly potatoes, but you know, it's a specialty crop on the island here to have a nice chowder field. So you can make chowder right out of this field with the corn and the potatoes together. That's unique. There's Mrs. B right there. Wondering how come I got uncovered. Here we are. This is
Stage one.
Stage one of getting the bees out of the shop here, or the shed.
Storage shed.
Storage shed. You walk in here.
Don't take too many pictures.
You see that? And Gary hasn't driven his bike for 2 years because there's been these bees down here. Every time you come in, they come out and sting him. So he started putting gravel down, and then the bees were coming out to get him. And there's a pretty big one right there. Where is that one?
Dying you up.
Yeah, she's looking. There she is right there. Now that's a big bee. I don't think she can fly. I think she,
Yeah.
oh yeah, she can fly. She get the buzz going. Looks like she's about stinging everything on the way. Oh, yeah, she's mad.
A little heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real bee, that one. She can travel too. Like, I'm going to get stung here in a minute. My toes are bare. There she goes. She's going for Gary. She knows that Gary's...
She's stinging the rock. She's getting sharpened up on the way.
Yeah, and Gary's the
That's
one
a
that's...
fair size one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's a... There's your foot coming on it.
Yeah, the hell with that.
There you go. Oh, she's coming after me now. I think I'll back out. Yeah, you win. Oh, Gary just about walked at her. Yeah. Bees won, Gary's nothing.
You know, there could be a lot of people get cranky over this.
Yeah, so how do you cure a bee problem? Well, once this boils up, it'll be pretty cured. Yeah, so this is now a pot full of boiling water, and a way to look after a nest of bees or a nest of wasps that grow in the ground
Maybe we won't.
is to pour the water to them. Then they don't get too happy about it, but that's the nest right there. And
Across to see where we're going. Put a little bit in this nest.
and put a lot on.
Back up.
Put a lot on that nest. That'll put a stop to them pretty quick.
Roast bees. Poached bees.
Poached bees right there. Smells good. And then the next step is to gravel them. And here's the last of it. You gotta.
And it's the ones that are coming back that don't know where to go.
cover it up with gravel, and that'll be that. Yeah, here we are. This is the old Clifton Cemetery. This is where all my relatives get buried in, but the one that's kind of interesting here, besides my dad of course, is this guy here, Captain James Kelly, circa 1783 to November 21st, 1874. That's a while ago that they've been around here. Yeah, the old church here since 1848. Yeah, so there's the Peter Pan restaurant. Haven't made it there yet. We should get there soon. Yeah, what you see coming up the road in PEI.
So you can actually look at your toothpaste, look at
Little Carly's on the way home.
antibacterial.
Now here's the Maz Dam, which is a international Holland boat. A little bit of story about this boat. This last, they picked up a guy off the west coast of Prince Edward Island. They retrieved him from the sea, and he was a 75-year-old man that was a passenger in this boat. Don't know any more about that story than that. And that little tiny boat beside the Maz Dam, which is like, looks like a little lobster boat, it's the pilot craft. Somebody's waving at Debbie. Where were they waving, Debbie?
Right up at the top up there.
Oh yeah. They were waving right at the top. Yeah, man in the middle. On the top.
Look at the boat beside it.
That's the pilot boat, Deb. Yeah, there we go. That's the pilot boat. Peel's out of there now. He's finished getting the big ship out of the harbor. And the big ships, they leave some pretty good waves behind. And they go out on the high tide. And they come in on the high tide, or they try to.